Hello everybody, and this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you Game 3 of this week for this Bronze to Masters series. We are looking at another PvP as I totally screw up mining minerals at the 30-second mark. Wow, feel a little dumb for that. Anyways, so like I said, we're going to be looking at a PvP. I hope you guys have been enjoying so far the games that I've put out this week. I know I, ran into some issues with my first game. All is well though. We continue on laddering, trying to get to Diamond League, and we're gonna go ahead and do a 9 pylon scout as I tend to do for PvP, because obviously dealing with cannon rushes are not fun. Period. So gonna be doing that in kind of the standard build. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up so you guys can get all the information, kind of see what the build order is. Anyways, we're going to be getting a 13 gateway. I don't know if I accidentally... Nope, I take that back. I screw up and I get a 14 gateway, which is a little unfortunate. I remember being really nervous about this game. I don't remember why specifically, I just remember it kind of being a pain. I was really kind of scared for some cheese. So, anyways, typical assimilator after that, followed by a pylon, getting everything up, and then cybernetic core directly after once I finish, once the gateway is finished. I do get into his base and pretty much see... Ooh, gotta check the vision. No, not that. I gotta do vision. There we go. See pretty much everything that is going on. We see a gateway... well, 2 gateways actually in a cybernetics core, so we know that there is some potential for pressure. Choose to send out the zealot as normal. Gonna go ahead and slow it down as I get closer to the time he walks into the base. And I see the zealot and choose to walk back because obviously zealot versus zealot, one of them's gonna win, but I don't want mine to lose. So I pull back, wait for the stalker, and since my probe is following his probe and I don't want him to scout me, I try as hard as I can to possibly kill that probe and fail miserably to do so, but the mothership core gets out just in time to take him out. He does get a glimpse of my second gateway, no big deal, and at this point, we're just looking to put on some Stargate pressure, maybe with an Oracle. I can't remember if I used an Oracle or a Void Ray, but that's kind of what we're looking to do. Since most of the time PvP, actually even I'd say 90% of the time in all matchups, I tend to go Stargate now with all the new units, the Oracle and the Tempest. It's just a nice little added feature to Heart of the Swarm. And then looking to expand behind this once we do finally get out some pressure. I do go ahead and get that up actually before the Stargate finishes. So, also chrono boosting out probes, always a good idea. Keep that economy going. And at this point I am pylon blocked, so I remember being like, oh my gosh, I'm pylon blocked at PvP, and that is always by far the worst thing you could possibly ever do. So go ahead and plant down a couple pylons to kind of recover from that, and go ahead and get my gateway research going. Or gateway research is complete, so warp gates are now up, getting up a 3rd gateway in case he's looking at putting on some pressure. And at this point we are just kind of chilling out in our base, getting out an Oracle to do a little bit of harassment, gonna check for natural, see where it's at, if it has any probes. If it does have probes, maybe take out some probes, and then also get on a 4th gateway since our natural will be getting up here soon. So, I hope you guys have been enjoying these series so far. Everything in this game is looking pretty dandy. Nothing, kind of out of the ordinary for this game. Basically, once your Oracle pops, now you can go one of 2 different ways. You can put the Stargate in the main, or if you're trying to be really aggressive with it, you can kind of plan it out here and go for a proxy Stargate. The only problem with that is if that gets scouted early on, obviously it's no use at all. So I get in with the Oracle, take out a handful of probes. Everything is looking good. Looking to go see what I can do, if I can take out some probes. I see his army, so I choose to move back. Unfortunately, I did this kind of like cross flank and took a couple shots. No big deal. And then also I went ahead and chronoed out a 2nd Oracle to do some harassment for later. I can't believe I haven't turned that in. Oh, there we go. Turned into a warp gate. Still getting units. We did get a good glimpse of his army, so we kind of know how big it is and how far we are behind in it. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, well, if he does come and attack us, let's go ahead and focus now on getting out some probes for our natural and getting up a fairly decently sized army. And basically, at this point, you know, Platinum League, from what I've experienced so far, has been primarily a kind of sit and base kind of play style. Basically, not a whole lot of map control, vision, whatever you want to call it. Probably something that I need to work on. So hopefully, in the next 2 or 3 games, I'll get a little bit more game sense and maybe plan a zealot out here just to hold the hold the middle and get a sense of what's going on. We both, hallucinated phoenixes get sent out by both players, trying to get a feel for what's going on. I remember thinking in this game, wow, I'm not doing a standard build at all. I'm getting a fleet beacon. And I think the thought process behind this was I was going to get upgrades for my air going, and I just ended up not. And then I also thought about potentially doing carriers and figured that probably wouldn't go over very well. So at this point, what have we scouted? With the hallucinated phoenix, we did get a very good idea of what's in his base, what he's looking at. We don't have any sense of tech. Now, we see the structure here, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see it, and it actually just happens to be a cannon. And since we didn't get any sense of tech, I kind of sat back and said, well, if he did choose to tech, what would he tech? And the answer is one of two things. He does have his forge out, so there's a pretty good chance that we're going to, the Twilight Council is a viable option. And basically with knowing that, obviously we're going to be looking at DTs or Templar. DTs can be taken, not taken out, but you can see them within vision, so I don't really need to worry about detection. And then I went ahead and chose to get some Void Rays behind this, because obviously Void Rays are really, really good, or really strong against Robo, if he did choose to go Robo. So yeah, we took out the rocks here, looking to take a third expansion here in a little bit. And basically from here, I was kind of thinking, wow, maybe I should go ahead and move out and kind of see what I can do. And I believe I move out here in a moment. I believe I'm waiting for a final warp in, or at least just building up, transferring some probes, start looking at my units. Hallucinated Phoenix, I send it out just to get an idea of what's going on. I scouted this pylon, and I'm like, oh, well, I need to go take that out. And what do you know? There's his army. So I actually managed to more or less walk over this army. I was really surprised when I saw it, and then just like literally stomped it. Didn't really, nothing happened. I was just like, I did get a single swipe from here, from his Dark Templar, so I was kind of like, wow, he's got DTs. So I immediately pull an Envision and send it to my my main base, because I figured he was probably going to send it in, try and hit my mineral line. Get in there, take out the DT. Everything is good and dandy with the world. Wow, I've said that twice now. I don't know why I like that saying. Anyways, transfer back the probes and start thinking about, well, putting on a lot of pressure, since I just more or less took out his army. Warping in a whole bunch of zealots. I think I was thinking about getting charge. I know I do it at some point, because I remember being like, wow, I didn't get that already. So doing a pretty good job this game of keeping my minerals down. As you can see, my supply's fairly high. And then obviously, since we saw the DTs, went ahead, got down the Robo just to, obviously we want to have some detection. I got some cannons in my natural, and then also one in the main, just in case as well. And then also looking to potentially be taking out putting down a third. Send my oracles in to do a little bit of harassment. Obviously get a few more probe kills. Let's see, we got 4 and 6, so 10 probe kills so far with those guys. And then I'm basically just sitting back waiting for this mothership core to become an actual mothership. I figured since I put the fleet beacon down, I should probably do something with it, and that was kind of my remedy for that. And then also getting upgrades behind everything. Looks like I've got plus ground armor, but I wonder why. Wonder why that's grade. I don't even know. Because I mean, it's anyways. So yeah, just waiting for my mothership to get finished, and now that it's done, I'm gonna be probably warping in another round here soon. Yep, there it is. And basically just pushing out, because I mean, at this point, we took out his main army the first time, and you know, the likelihood of him having enough to deal with us is, you know, fairly slim. So we go in, start kind of walking over him. Everything's good, and at this point, you know, he really can't do anything. His only form of detection were the cannons. So if you look at his vision, he can see some of my army, but he can't really... Well, I guess he can see most of my army since it's kind of sitting down here. But yeah, basically once I move over my army, he can't see it anymore. And basically, he might have an observer. No observer. So yeah, we more or less walk in, and that's the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this cast of this Bronze to Masters series game. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. Also, I guess I really haven't mentioned it in the other videos. If you would like me to do a cast of one of your games, maybe kind of give you some pointers as to where you might be falling short in your ladders games, feel free to send an email to the email in the description, and kind of just give me a few bits of information, what the matchup is, kind of what you're looking, you know, what you think is the problem, and I'll kind of guide you in the direction of what you should be thinking about at certain points in the game. And overall, you know, just give you kind of a sense of how StarCraft is played. You know, I'm looking to help people who are willing to take the time to, you know, watch a video of a critique and just kind of get an idea of what other people think about the way you play. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next game.